Hi, everybody. Okay, like I did in the last video, I'm going to talk about all the stories, and then I'm going to talk about the title and the hashtag. Okay, so all the stories. Kurmaro and Hedatown are together again, and she really wants to back up her son, and she believes that if he's in love with Electra, he should be with Electra. I beg to differ, but it's not even because of that, because I've been trying to tell you people, okay, this is gonna turn into like relationship 102. Um, if you guys, girls, whoever, are in a bad relationship and there's like a back and forth, okay, that is toxic. That is not love. That is not romantic. It's not. Okay? It's toxic. I know that if I'm gonna pose like not question but like hypothetical. If Lone Electra are in game. This is a weird way of getting to end game. Okay? Just putting it out there. Okay. Then we have another story with Sheila kind of asking slash begging Steffi to give her some time with Finn, yada yada yada. The reason I say that is because Kimberly Brown always puts in a good performance, but Jacqueline McInnes Wood will die on the hill of, I'm not gonna put my safety of my kids ahead of what you want just because you want it. Y'all, that's the hill she's gonna die on. Okay? Okay. Story number 3. And I say the most important one. Well, in my book. Okay. So I have been waiting for the scene for a while now because, and I called it. What I called was Melissa and Will have chemistry at the yin yang. Okay. Also, coupled with that, you can tell the girl likes him. Hello. I mean, if you have eyes in your head, you can see it. Okay. But to create the tension, they have to have Electra in the corner, even though she said, I never want to be with you again. She apparently can still have the verbiage of, but just because I don't want you, I don't want anybody else to have you. Also, toxic people. This is toxic. Okay, so I'm going, okay, what's your problem here? You let him go. What's he supposed to do? Keep waiting for you to change your mind again? Ugh. Okay, so Electra doesn't know that Melissa and Will slept together. Everybody and their friend knows Melissa and Will slept together, but she doesn't. Okay? Apparently, this girl is so pissed at her best friend, quote unquote, that she is even pissed at the idea that Melissa could be in love with Will because they go through this whole dialogue, the back and forth of why would you want him if you know that he's my boyfriend? And she says, well, but you told him that you don't want him again. Well, still doesn't give you the right to be with my boyfriend. I kept wanting to say X. Okay, so they're back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, the coup de grace, Electra says, well, what would you call it? Melissa says, love. And she's like, oh, wow. But like pissed off. And I'm like, why are you pissed off? But then I was like, soap opera tension. But, Okay, so yeah, battle lines have been drawn. And there's going to be the push pull and the argument between friends. And the reason why I said best friend in quotes is because well, in my book, if someone is my best friend and they're in trouble, I'm going to do what I can to help them. Meaning, go back to the very beginning when Dylan or Melissa was supposed to be homeless, right? And Will was just helping her out having a place to live. And Electra didn't like it. Now, if this girl is your best friend, then wouldn't you want a roof over her head? Besides the fact of, you know, take away the fact that she's living with your boyfriend, all that BS. I'm saying the main idea of, somebody being in trouble and you can help them out, and your first reaction is no, and your first reaction is how it's going to affect you. I wouldn't call you a best friend, but that's just me. So yeah, get ready. Get ready for the explosion because I can see it coming. I can see it coming. And I don't know when the bomb is going to be dropped into when Electra finds out that Melissa and Will slept together, but it is not going to be pretty. So I'm telling you, it's going to be swift. And when it happens, it's going to be heard around the world. And you better hold on to something because it's going to be fierce. And then the other side is Katie with the Logan sisters and all that BS. And she said something like, I don't think our relationship will ever be the same. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I don't think it's supposed to be the same because I think that, well, this is just my thought, but Katie had to change, and Katie had to be away from her family and change as a person to not be the same younger sister holding on to her other sisters and looking for their approval. That's what I said. So yeah, but on the other front, I'm waiting for the kaboom. I am so waiting for it because Melissa didn't do anything wrong, and Electra needs to. Ugh, well, Electra could be yanked off the planet. I'd be fine. I literally said if she cries today, I'm out. But she didn't cry. She got pissed. All right, bye everybody.